Tessa Sandstrom, North Dakota Petroleum Council.
Outstanding. And here we got another example of how the oil and gas industry is saving the planet. And what's happening here is the North Dakota Petroleum Council planting trees. I mean, again, another example of where industry is actually being a part of the solution as opposed to just pointing fingers. So I'll get into that extreme narrative in just a second, Tessa. But how you doing?
I'm well, and you?
Pretty good. We've just been on a kick lately, just saying how this is like a really unique time in the industry's history to where they can actually promote, because they are the leaders in saving the planet. They're the ones doing the investment. They're the ones creating communities to plant trees and do a number of these environmental things that have been around for a long time. And this is another one of those great examples happening in the Bakken. So talk to me a little bit about what's going on with planting of the trees, courtesy of the North Dakota Petroleum Council.
Well, we started this program last year as a solution to a sort of a unique challenge that one of our members were facing. In building some of their pipeline infrastructure, they were required by the PSC to plant 2 or 3 trees or shrubs for every one removed, and they've done this for a number of years. But the landowners on whose land that the pipeline was crossing have had more than enough trees. But with Ron and myself and many of our members being involved with outdoor groups like Mule Deer Foundation or Pheasants Forever or Pheasants for the Future and so on, we know many landowners who are looking for trees and want to plant huge plantings for habitat. And so we were able to serve as sort of a Tinder, so to speak, for landowners and trees, match those trees up with landowners who needed them so they can make a real difference in creating nice, solid habitat.
Did you say timber? Sorry.
Tinder.
Timber, right?
Yeah,
It's for lumberjacks. Timber, right? And
right.
Okay, I'm looking at a CNN article from April 17th. The most effective way to tackle climate change: plant 1 trillion trees. You guys familiar with this article? You know about this movement to plant trees? You obviously were soothsayers in this whole movement, but no, it's been around for a long time. Everybody knows it. But talk to me about just the idea behind, helping the environment and that sort of thing. How much of this sort of climate change is involved with that?
Well, it really is more of a solution for what we were facing here. North Dakota is not exactly known for its trees, but we are a state that really holds its traditions of hunting and being in the outdoors very, very close and very dear. And so we were definitely dedicated to trying to create more habitat for our wildlife, but it definitely does have other very positive aspects associated with it as well, in terms of taking more of that carbon dioxide out, helping the environment. And so it's been accepted really well by both landowners and our member companies. We planted, our goal through the Outdoor Heritage Fund was to plant 55,000 trees in 3 years. We did 58,000 trees last year alone. And this year we have plans to plant about another 30,000 trees.
Have you guys seen any other positive outshoots? You mentioned, because just a second ago you said, that kind of the drive was more for the wildlife and just that sort of thing. And then, we're taking care of the CO2 problem as an offshoot and that sort of thing. Are there any other ones? It's relatively new. It's 2 years now. So, are there other positives that you're seeing, or even maybe a few? I can't imagine a negative, but if there's any negatives, feel free to say what those are and how you guys are addressing them, or at least aware of them, that sort of thing. Maybe somebody's got a solution, but talk to me just a little bit about the processing that you guys have had now for 2 years.
Well, like I mentioned, we started it last year. We opened up for applications. Landowners who want to do these plantings can apply. They fill out their application. We review it based on, how it's going to help with the habitat, making sure it's large enough, it's in areas that truly need it, and also a plus side if it's in an area where there is oil and gas development to help curb some of the impacts that we've had with the construction of infrastructure and just the expansion of activity out there. After that, we chose landowners. We worked with them. the unique part about this program versus others is we ask the landowner to buy in, have a stake in the project by bringing out volunteers, helping with some of the costs, making sure those trees are going to thrive and make it for at least 3 years. It's about how long it takes for them to really, those trees to really take and grow. And so with that leverage, with that extra help, we're actually able to plant trees for as little as $250 per tree. And that means we're able to plant even more than you might in a more traditional program that you have through other organizations that do tree planting programs.
Tessa Sandstrom with the North Dakota Petroleum Council, and this is the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation. That's different than the council?
Yep, we started the foundation late last year. We have so many programs now that are involved in the community, and we wanted to make sure to keep those separate. We are now a 501c3, so we can accept donations. It's a lot easier for us to get corporate donations that way and really help make a better impact in that way.
So, okay, so it's the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation. Sorry, I've been saying council.
No, it's brand new, so it's
okay, good. I don't want to say it's the same thing, but it is an offshoot, and it's kind of under the umbrella.
Yep.
Okay. So, what? I see where this is going to be really beneficial for reclamation and some other oil and gas, just ongoing things that they're always trying to improve. Reclamation, of course, being one of them. Are you working with any companies that you care to share? Just anybody involved, or just talk to me about some of the people that you guys are targeting and some of the people that you're working with, and just some of those types of information, so people kind of, I don't know, in case, you know how people are when they network. They don't like to call the people directly necessarily, but if they know someone who knows someone, they'll start that way. So just start the conversation how we know how in North Dakota.
Well, we've had a lot of buy-in from our member companies already. One Oak and Whiting gave quite a bit last year to plantings that we did throughout the state. This year, Slauson is a big donor in helping us with a project around Van Hook fishing resort up on Lake Sakakawea. Conoco recently just gave us $5,000 for the program, and we have probably about a dozen other sponsors who have contributed $500 for this campaign. This is the first year that we've done a fundraiser, so we launched that today, Earth Day, and we'll go through Arbor Day to try and raise some money to help with those plantings for this year, those 30,000 trees that we plan to plant this year.
And how can people donate? I see you've got some websites in the press release. We'll put those on our website as well. But if you get social media and that sort of thing, you know how there's a million ways to get in touch with people today. So just name a few of your more popular ones that people seem to be attracted to these days.
We are on Facebook, the Energy of North Dakota, as well as Twitter and Instagram, and it's at Energy of ND or Energy of North Dakota, as well as the North Dakota Oil Foundation Petroleum Foundation's website. That's ndoilfoundation.org.